Guys, Marsegid here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so yesterday, my boy Theo, Dokkan Assets, co-host of the Slot 1 Super podcast, shout out to the podcast, posted a tweet saying, how are you global players enjoying Super Saiyan 3 Goku and HIRUDEGARN? And I did make a comment. I really am enjoying Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I think he's a super fun unit, but I haven't used HIRUDEGARN that much. Those of you who watched the video where we tried to use him against Zamasu, very much complaining about how his team is and his situation on Global, where he's not really on any good 200% leads or anything. So I made a comment on that tweet, you know, saying that I haven't really got to use him very much because he basically has no good teams. And a few people replied to that comment saying that I should try him out on the Zamasu team. Now, the thing with Zamasu, of course, is that his main category leads Realm of Gods, Worldwide Chaos, or Fused Fighters. And then he gives the extra 30% to Time Travelers or Final Trump card. HIRUDEGARN is on Time Travelers, but he's not on Realm of Gods, Worldwide Chaos, or Fused Fighters, so he doesn't get his leader skill. So HIRUDEGARN gets the later part, right, the Extreme Class 3 key and 150. So on this team, it means HIRUDEGARN is only getting a double 150 lead. Now, he can still be good on this team. His numbers are going to be a lot lower, so we have to bear that in mind. Mine is now 79% and full level 10 links. But yeah, this is basically the team build I like running for Zamasu, with the Rosé, with Vados for the support and the orb changing. HIRUDEGARN does kind of fit nicely onto the team as another Big Bad Boss's character. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead. We're going to jump over into the actual Omega Shenron event, because I hadn't done a HIRUDEGARN versus Omega video yet. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that event and see how our boy gets on the Zamasu team. Okay, so jumping into the Omega Shenron event with this team, I've got a decent starting rotation. Now the problem is you can't dodge in the first phase. So fortunately, of course, Zamasu, with the damage reduction that he has, can be decent enough in slot 1, and he does want to get hit to get built up. The issue with Omega always is the fact that he very often likes to super attack in slot 1 and then seals or stuns your units. So yeah, here we go. Is he going to stun or is he just going to seal? Okay, he did stun. Now, of course, Zamasu with that damage reduction and having Big Bad Bosses with HIRUDEGARN doesn't take a huge amount of damage, so that's fine. And then HIRUDEGARN, 6 million attack stat. I guess that's not terrible, considering, again, that he is on only a 150 lead from Zamasu. But yeah, it's kind of awkward because the HIRUDEGARN in base as well builds up stats by dodging. And so the fact that he can't do any dodges, like in the first phase, to get that build up is a little bit awkward. And then, of course, we got our boy Super Saiyan 3 Rosé. Still very much enjoy using this guy on teams wherever possible. And of course, we have the Vados on the team. I really like using this setup where you use Vados on the team with Zamasu and then the physical Rosé, because she creates rainbow orbs for physical Rosé, who is another character that has Big Bad Bosses, who of course JP doesn't have, but fits decently on this team if you want to run HIRUDEGARN. Because the good thing about running HIRUDEGARN on this team, even though he has got the lower leader skill, is he's another good unit with Big Bad Bosses. So he does fit in quite nicely. But yeah, we just need to get past the... hey, we got the double super with Rosé. Let's go. Easy A for LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku should be next week. It was a week after the Tapion Easy A for JP. So... And of course, Vados can't dodge in the first phase, but has type advantage. Be awkward for her to get hit with a super, but her post-super defense is pretty good. So she does do okay. I mean, I guess I could float off. So what links do they share? They share Big Bad Bosses, Fear and Faith, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. So he's not getting any extra links, but it's still a pretty decent link set for him. He's at 343k defense start of turn, which in this instance is not terrible for like tanking normals and stuff. So I don't want to take too many of these rainbow orbs for HIRUDEGARN. And at least having like Fear and Faith is a decent key link, right? So HIRUDEGARN only needs one orb. And then there's our rainbow orbs for Rosé. And of course, if we use Rosé's domain, it buffs... I think actually, does it only buff... I need to double check it again. Because is it extreme and then extra for super bosses? Or super bosses and then extra for extreme? Of completely forgotten somehow since the last time we used him. Because if it is extreme, then of course it'll buff Hirudegarn. It doesn't buff Omega because I think it is super bosses and extreme, right? Because that's the reason why it doesn't buff Omega. Because the unit has to be super bosses and extreme, and not just one or the other to get part of the buff, right? Otherwise he would buff Omega. But yeah, we got the rainbow orbs, so Rose gonna get his attacks off here. Rose's still a unit that I think is quite underrated. I think people see his first low attack stat and they don't like it, but then he does all these extra additional attacks. Then we get the guaranteed additional if you got enough rainbow orbs to get all the normals, and then he drops out a 9.3 on this turn with no support. Each one of these attacks is putting up his defense. So at this point on this turn, he's well over 1 million defense and has 30% damage reduction. And of course on his first turn, he also has guard, which is pretty good. Yeah, I don't care what anyone else says, I still love the worldwide Zamasu and Vegito Blue. So do I. I think most people do still like Vegito Blue, but they're not happy about his about like the fusion condition. They don't like it's the blue boys specifically that they don't like. It's a shame. Typical, of course, we got the double super on turn 1 for Super Saiyan 3 Rose, but then we're not getting another attack with him. Because obviously we do want those extra stacks wherever possible. And of course he didn't super in slot 1, so could have put him in slot 1. But Zamasu fully built up 19 million with no support on this rotation. He obviously has the really good link partner with that AGL Zamasu, but yeah, that was pretty good. Alright, so now we get a chance for Hirudegarn to shine. Do you share any links with Vados? Only Fierce Battle. Okay. Right, well, let's see what our boy can do here then in slot 1. Ideally, we want to get those dodges so we can get our passive built up. Let's see how we get on. There's no AoE on the first turn. Alright, so at least he's dodging normal. I mean, he tanks the normals for double digits. We've got 2 dodges. I think he needs, what, like 1 more for his passive to be fully maxed out. So now post-super, his defense is quite high. He doesn't have the thing where you have to get a certain number of dodges and then he has guaranteed dodge on the next turn until he's transformed anyway. So we're not too fussed about that here, but of course the more dodges he gets, the better. And then 18.8 for this Zamasu. Yeah, see, Tech Zamasu can still throw down, especially when you actually get his hits, so that he does have the full build-up of his passive. Because the turns where he doesn't look as good is if you want to put him in slot 1 for the extra defensive ability, but he doesn't really get hit at all before he attacks, and then his attack stat is not particularly high. But once his passive is like fully built up, and here he's got some links like Godly Power with Vados as well as the Realm of God's support, and then Big Bad Bosses from Hirudegarn, then obviously he's going to look like really, really good. Wow, look at all this. Alright, let me double check. So let's double check these domains then. So your one is superclass enemies, which is, yeah, pointless. But Rose, super bosses, enemies, and allies, plus additional for characters who are also extreme. So yeah, his domain doesn't actually give any buff whatsoever to Hirudegarn, unfortunately. But I'm going to use it because it's cool. So it doesn't buff Omega, so there's no real reason not to use it. So, well, we didn't get a particularly good orb change though, so that's unfortunate. All right, so we'll do that, and then we'll do this. So we got a decent rotation here. Omega with the heal. Yeah, it's going to very much depend on how many additionals we get off here with Rose. Because Rose, of course, the more attacks he does, the more he builds up. But right, yeah, we got the hidden potential normal, which then allows us to trigger the extra attack. And then we get the guaranteed additional super, 11.5. So now with the amount of attacks that he's done, and what his defense is on. Actually, how much does he... Well, he doesn't have damage reduction after attacking in the transformed version, 171. I mean, that's a type disadvantage super, where he loses all of his damage reduction when he attacks. And now look at Zamasu, 22 million, thanks to the buff from the domain. And then even AGL Zamasu should be looking pretty crazy here as well. Let's see what he's doing. I mean, honestly, this is kind of just showing off like how strong Zamasu's team can be. This is my Rose has 2 dupes. So yeah, 9.1 for AGL Zamasu. Up to 9.3. Yeah. Is he going to kill him? He does, damn. Yeah, see, absolutely annihilating him with this team now. And then we get to here, and now we should be able to transform. Yeah, we're past turn 6. So we'll be able to transform with HIRUDEGARN. But this is where we need to see HIRUDEGARN actually show out and start getting these dodges, because... Alright, so with AoEs, he has the potential for being able to dodge 3 times in this turn, which of course will give him the guaranteed dodge in the next turn. There he is. Oh wow, are you kidding me? I can't actually get a super attack with him in slot 1. No way. I literally only get 2 key in slot 1 with these orbs. That is insane. No way. Wow. That's him with him getting 3 key. Wait, do you not have... Oh, you don't have Fear and Faith. Do you? Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we're doing that. Not what I was expecting, but okay. I mean, it's fine. We'll just do this, but... Super Saiyan 3 Rose to the rescue yet again. Alright. Alright, there's the dodge in slot 1, which gives him the buff. So 8.6 on the super. Again, my HIRUDEGARN 79%. He is full level 10 links. I mean, that kind of attack stat when he's on a double 150 lead. Like, that's pretty good. And as I say, if we get 3 dodges on this turn, then he has guaranteed dodge on the next turn. And now he's up to 10 mil. Like, imagine this on a... Imagine if he was actually on Zamasu's 200% leader skill. How much better he would be. And yeah, we lose big bad bosses by doing this as well. So that's him without big bad bosses active. So I think it's better to get the super for him, I think. But yeah, that's him without big bad bosses and on a 150 lead. So imagine he's getting Zamasu's 200% lead and we have big bad bosses active. What his numbers are looking like on this turn. But that's the problem with his current situation on global and why we're kind of trying him out on this team, is that he just doesn't really have that really good optimal team for himself. Is he really going to super Zamasu? Because if he supers Zamasu at the end here, we just die. Which is, in a way, kind of HIRUDEGARN'S fault, because I would have wanted to put Super Saiyan 3 Rose. Yeah, I was going to put Super Saiyan 3 Rose in slot 3. Oh, Zamasu, let's go. But I didn't, because the... yeah, because I couldn't super with HIRUDEGARN in slot 1. Because that would have been... Super Saiyan 3 Rose would eat that super nicely in slot 3. But... Alright, well, I think this is GG, because with all these rainbow orbs for Rose and potentially the Dokkan attack, I don't think HIRUDEGARN, not HIRUDEGARN, I don't think Omega survives this. Okay, we didn't get the Dokkan attack. But yeah, he's got 60% damage reduction in slot 1. We've got the buff from the domain. We've got the links with Zamasu. We've got the support from Vados. So there's no way Omega survives this turn. But yeah, I mean, HIRUDEGARN putting out some pretty okay numbers on this team, all considering his low leader skill buff that he gets in this setup. And of course, on the next turn, were Omega to survive this turn, HIRUDEGARN has a 100% chance to dodge. So he can then just go in slot 1, be completely invincible, and also still be dropping those kind of numbers. So HIRUDEGARN definitely can look really good. It's just the fact that the teams that his team itself, like with him as the leader, is not the best. And then yeah, on global as it stands right now, his only other 200% leaders are Sword of Hope Trunks and STR LR Cooler, and you can't really use STR LR Cooler in the difficult content anymore. And Sword of Hope Trunks, it's like he leads 200% time travelers, but Trunks himself is not going to be good on a team with HIRUDEGARN. I mean, I guess you could make a team if you have double Trunks leads, but Trunks isn't really a slot 1 unit. So you could run double Trunks leads, bring one other superclass character to have a rotation of Trunks and that other superclass character together, and then have HIRUDEGARN with some of the extreme characters on the other rotation. But yeah, it's like, it's just the fact that you probably just wouldn't build the optimal Sword of Hope Trunks team that way. So you're only doing it to use HIRUDEGARN on the 200% lead, but the team's not as good as you would normally make it. You're just doing it that way to get HIRUDEGARN on a 200% team. So a little bit awkward, but yeah, I mean, HIRUDEGARN is good overall, but it's just that LR Omega like thing again, right? Where the unit can look good, but his ideal team or his main team is not great. Now, when the anniversary comes out, of course, HIRUDEGARN's on Broly's 200% lead, so that's where he kind of gets an opportunity to shine a bit more. And we'll obviously use him out more when that stuff comes out. But, I mean, this seems definitely fun. I'm trying to think who else I had on this build. I think the last time I ran this team, because like I say, I like using Physical Rosé on Zamasu's team rather than his own lead. I like using Vados on the team for the support and the orb changing for Rosé. But I think one of the other characters I put on this team was Kefla, because of course she gets the 200% lead from Zamasu. Now Kefla is probably better than HIRUDEGARN. I guess it depends on the situation, because Kefla completely relies on dodge and isn't really a slot 1 unit. But in the tough events, if you're putting HIRUDEGARN in slot 1, he's kind of relying on dodge as well. But yeah, he's an interesting exchange for her, because I mean, she doesn't really fit well on the team. She doesn't get a lot of key links from anybody else or anything like that. So HIRUDEGARN definitely fits the team better than Kefla, even if Kefla is better. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below of HIRUDEGARN on the Zamasu team. If you did pull HIRUDEGARN and you've been using him, let me know the team builds that you used him on down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.